This is a DSLR camera cage made by a company called Wooden Camera. And out of all the cages I've worked with, this is by far my favorite. Not only is it well made, it's incredibly durable, but it's also very well designed. There are 3 points of contact with this particular cage. One is the hot shoe at the top of the camera. The other is the 1/4-20 at the bottom of the camera. And then on these wooden camera cages, there is a plate that butts up to the back of the camera to keep it from twisting back and forth. Not only is this camera made a lot better than a lot of camera cages out there, but it is also very easy to expand. So if you'll notice here, this bar that connects the top plate to the bottom plate of the cage is actually just a 15mm rod. So with whatever camera cage you purchase from Wooden Camera, you'll be given a particular size, but you can also swap it out. So if I wanted to put a battery grip on this camera, I would just pull this rod out and put a larger rod in. This makes it very easy to switch between different camera body types as well as battery grips and things like that. The camera cage comes in 3 sizes, a small, a medium, and a large. The small size is for cameras like a T2i, T3i, T4i, T5i, and cameras like that. The medium is for 7Ds and 5Ds, and then the large is for something like a 1DC, a 1DX, or a camera with a battery grip attached. Wooden Camera also has a top handle option. They have a Swiss handle, which has 1/4-20s tapped into the handle, and then the one like this, which has a leather-bound, really comfortable, nice handle. The leather-bound ones are longer, so that's why it shows this particular one, so that I have a lot more grip on the camera. Now, I'm not gonna beat around the bush with the price. This is a very expensive camera cage. The small version of this cage without the top handle starts at $400. And then the price goes up from there if you get larger cages, adding a top handle and rails and things like that. And I can already hear a bunch of you saying, Caleb, why are you talking about something that's so expensive? They're charging way too much for this camera cage. It's not worth the money, yada, yada, yada. But I would encourage you, before you make any comments of that type, to actually pick one up and work with it. And you'll immediately see the worth and value in this cage. And the way I see it is a cage like this with a top handle is going to live on my camera all the time. And if you shoot enough, and if you're using your camera enough, this is a well worth investment, not only to protect your camera, but to make working and pulling it out from your bag, moving around set, adding accessories, and getting B-roll. And that's what I love about this, is it doesn't get in the way. I don't feel like there's much attached to the camera, so I can still get my handheld stuff, I can get my low shots with the top handle, and I don't have to fidget with taking something on and off my camera. What I like about this setup as well is the expandability of this particular cage. Not only do you have tons and tons of mounting points on this, but you can also quickly add it to a larger setup. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the quick release from Wooden Camera, and underneath that I have a block that holds 2 15mm rods. So I can take the entire cage setup and just slap it around this setup, slide it forward, turn the lock, and now I have a larger setup. You could have a follow focus on here and a matte box, and your entire rig can be interfaced with the cage. And what's great about this is the entire thing is so well built that there is absolutely no play. I've worked with a lot of stuff where you pick it up and you feel some flex, something's hanging, or it's a little loose. This thing is absolutely rock solid, so you're never gonna have to worry about things falling off or any other problems with your rig. So this is what I would kind of consider studio mode, and if you're ready to do B-roll or handheld, you simply turn the knob, push down a small pin in the back, camera pops off, this goes in your camera bag, and you're off filming B-roll. This cage is definitely built for the day-to-day shooter, somebody who is constantly working with their camera, and it's an invaluable tool for anyone shooting a lot. I also would feel very safe recommending this camera to any DSLR shooter because it's so customizable and because it can fit so many different cameras. A lot of camera cages out there are specifically designed for certain models, so that's what's great about this one, is you're able to expand it and use it with different cameras. So the Wooden Camera cages are well worth the money. I highly recommend them, and I hope you guys are able to check them out. For more camera gear reviews and tutorials, check out DSLRvideoshooter.com. Thanks for watching.